Thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself, to introduce Thruu to a Spanish audience. Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish. It will be in English. As you can see, I'm French, so I hope I won't speak too fast and that my French accent will be easy to understand. So, my name is Samuel. Samuel Schmidt. I'm the founder of Thruuu. And so Thruu is an awesome SERP analyzer, and we will have a look at this tool very soon at the end of this session, at the end of this video. And but first, before going into the detail of the tool, I would like to tell you a little story, if I can. So basically, I wanted to explain a bit my journey into the SEO, how everything started. So basically, I started a blog, samuelschmidt.com, 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, basically I started a blog 4 years ago. It was in 2019. So I started this blog in SEO because, well, I wanted to see if I can generate organic traffic. It's a crazy idea, right? I wanted to see if I can create content and get traffic to my website. So I started from scratch. I didn't have any knowledge about SEO, just basic knowledge of SEO, of course, but I learned everything from scratch. I started to read articles. I started to follow newsletter. I started to understand what SEO means. And so I wrote 2 articles, and so here is some of the articles I produced over the last few years. And I got lucky because, yes, as you can see, thanks to my content, I was able to grow traffic on my website, and as well I was able to grow my personal branding as well, because, yeah, more articles I produced, more people were reading my article, and so also my personal branding was able to grow like this. So thanks to that, I was able, thanks to this article, I was able to generate traffic on my website. Also, I was lucky because some people, like some famous people in the SEO industry, also shared my article. You might know this guy, John Mueller. He's working at Google. He's one of the, let's say, one of the key influencers in the SEO business. So it was really, really nice to share on one of my articles. Also, I got published in newsletter, like the newsletter of Moz, Ahrefs, SEMrush, and other newsletters. You might know these tools, so really popular tools in the SEO industry, and luckily they also share my content. As well, somebody that you might know in the Spanish market, Aleda Solis, also she often shares some of my articles in her newsletter, and as well on Twitter, etc. So what I want to say here is not I want to brag and show you all the people who shared my content, but I wanted to show that, yes, you can get great results with SEO. And now maybe your question is, but how to get great results with SEO? My advice is quite simple. Produce high quality content. This is what I've done. This was my main strategy and only strategy so far to create high quality content. Okay, maybe it's easy to say that, right? Yes, you have to produce high quality content, but maybe, yeah, because with high quality content, before telling you how, with high quality content, in fact, you can generate traffic, of course. You will also get backlinks. You know that backlinks are really important in SEO. So I never did any backlink outreach. I never asked anybody to give me a backlink. But because I created great content, people were happy to mention this content in their website. And as well, people were sharing that online, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Thanks to that, I got more visits, more conversion, more customers who came to my website. And at the end, thanks to this high quality content strategy, I was able to build a brand and increase my online reputation. So now the question is how to create high quality content, right? So we will go a bit in the detail now, and I will tell you how I created this content, what was my strategy. So when I started SEO, I was doing always the same process over and over for my first article, and I'm still doing that. But at the beginning, it was more done manually, and you will see also why I created Thruu to automate a bit more my process. And my process was quite simple. I was on, when I had a topic in mind, when I wanted to write an article about something, I went on Google and I started to type the contents, or let's say, and I started to type the keyword, the topic in Google. I looked at the page ranking on the first page, and I analyzed this page, meaning I was extracting all the content of these pages by hand. I was using some plugin in Chrome to really extract page by page the content. And I was extracting title, description, headlines. I wanted to understand the structure of each article. I wanted to see the links they use, etc., etc. I really wanted to understand in detail what my competitors, because they were my competitors, were doing, what kind of content they were creating for a certain topic. And basically, I was compiling all this data in a huge Excel file. You can imagine a huge Excel file with all the title next to each other, all the description next to each other, the heading 1, the heading 2. I was looking at number of words, etc. I really wanted to understand the landscape of the SERP. And as I said, I wanted to know the topics covered by the SERP and by this article on the SERP, the subtopics. I wanted to get content ID. I wanted also to understand the content gap. So what was maybe missing in this content, or what was maybe not leveraged enough. I wanted to understand the structure of this content. I wanted to understand the questions this content were answering. Basically, I wanted to get a comprehensive view of the SERP. And because so all this process was done manually, right? And because I didn't really find a tool on the market who can do that for me in an automated way, this is why I created Thruu. This is why I created Thruu, a SERP analyzer to automate SERP analysis process. So we really speak about SERP analysis, and I think it's a key topic to understand SEO, especially in 2022. It's quite important for you to leverage the data provided by Google. And it's really fascinating. You know, honestly, I like analyzing SERP because you can see so many great things. You can understand why someone is searching. Did you already ask yourself this question? Why is somebody searching? And if we take this example now, it's a French SERP, but you will understand. It's the term chaussure, which means shoes, right? So when you type shoes in Google, what can you see now? There is important information already here. You can see this block here is a local pack. So the local pack is telling me already something that maybe, yes, Google wants to redirect me to a shop close to my house, right? And a second part in the SERP here, you can see that there is Zalando, Zarenza, Spartoo. What are these websites? E-commerce, right? So these are e-commerce. So Google here is showing me that maybe I want to buy something also online. So it's giving me two choices. Either I can go to a shop or I can buy online. And even something even better is that, even something better, if you can see, if you can understand French, there is written chaussure femme, chaussure femme, chaussure femme, which means woman shoes, woman shoes, woman shoes. So the first result on Google are shoes for women. Maybe because, yes, the people looking for shoes are most likely to be a woman. Which is, yeah, what the algorithm of Google think. And I guess if Google does that, it's because there is a reason. So what this SERP is telling us basically is that it's a woman that is looking to make a purchase that is looking to buy something, maybe in a shop or online via e-commerce. Right, so you understand now how to analyze this SERP. Let's move on. Let's take another example. If I type SEO here, what I can see, a lot of results, but there is really key information that are displayed to me. People also ask, so all the question block here in the middle, and the knowledge panel coming from Wikipedia here. Again, it can show that people are looking for information. Somebody searching for SEO is looking for information, right? Is looking to understand what is SEO. And there is some terms as well that can even give me even more detail. Bien débuter means starting in SEO. So here the target is beginners in SEO. And as you can see, it's quite high in the SERP on the first page. So again, what can we learn from this SERP? So what this SERP is telling us is that maybe it's a beginner that is looking for SEO, is looking to learn something about SEO, right? So here is really informational intent, people looking for information. Let's move on. This SERP, Meilleur CRM, means the best CRM. CRM means customer relationship management. All right, so it's what we can see here. So there is only a list of articles, so it's a simple SERP, but we should go into detail and analyze a bit the title. Here you can see the top 9, the top 15, the top 11, the top 15. So again, it gives us an idea of what kind of style of content, of what kind of format we should use, maybe, if you want to be on this SERP. Here, Google is showing us a list, right? Why? Because maybe somebody prefers list for this search. And another important information, enterprise, small and medium-sized company. So as well here, you can see that maybe it's not for individual people, but more for business, right? So what this SERP is telling us? This SERP is telling us that someone working at an enterprise, or even though it's people with typing, but there is a good chance that this person is working for a company, enterprise, a large company, or maybe a small and medium-sized business, is looking to compare CRM solution. And if looking to compare solution, what does it mean? Is that it's already in a phase where it's maybe he wants to make a purchase, right? It's already in. He knows what means CRM. It's not in the phase where you want to learn, but it's more in a phase where you want already to make a purchase. He's not yet ready to buy, but he's already looking at the future purchase. Finally, if somebody is looking for my name, what do you think they are looking for? So I guess if somebody is typing my name in Google, it's maybe you, right? After this webinar. So what this SERP is telling us is somebody who is looking for me, basically, is looking for my brand. Maybe somebody wants to subscribe to my blog. Somebody wants to read my article. Somebody maybe who wants to use Thruu, right? An awesome SERP analyzer. So when somebody type a brand, my name, for instance, it's really that somebody wants to navigate to the website and have a clear intent in mind, is doing something with the brand. So what I'm telling you right now is that through the SERP, you see the search intent through the SERP. All right. And basically that's why also I named my tool Thruu, because I want to let you see through the SERP. And as you can see, there are different intents. So intent, search intent is really a popular term in the SEO industry right now. Search intent means basically what are the goal? What is the goal of somebody when he's looking on Google for something? And we can classify this intent in category. There is an informational intent when somebody searches for information. This is most of the case in Google. Let's say 80% of intent are informational. But also there is navigational when somebody is typing a brand directly in Google, like with me. Commercial when somebody is looking to purchase. So when he's really in the intent of making a purchase, he's already aware of his issue. He already identified some solution, and now he's really making some decision, final decision before making this purchase. And the last one, let's say in the funnel, is transactional. Is when somebody is ready to buy, like buy your shoes, buy an iPad, etc., etc. So you can really understand all. So by understanding the SERP, you can see also the different intents. You can understand in which stage a customer or your future customer or user is. There is also intent like local, when somebody is looking for something around him, right? It's more specific here. And that's what there is mixed. I didn't want to develop everything around mixed intent, but you might know that there is as well mixed intent. A SERP is not so simple. Sometimes there is different blocks showing different intents. So let's say if you type Apple, you might have Apple the company, but also Apple the fruit. So you see, this is a bit mixed. When Google doesn't know what people are looking for, they might show different blocks. So, all right, but how to create content that ranks? Because now I'm still not helping you, right? I'm just showing you SERP, how to understand the intent. But we are already moving on right now. So we understand what people are looking for. And I think this is key. This is key because anyway, before starting doing anything, you should understand what people are looking for, what your audience wants to do. If you write content and you don't think about people that will read your content, stop doing anything. I mean, you should think about people, you should think about your audience, you should understand what they are looking for. And then how to create quality, how to create high quality content. Here, you have to make sure that your content is aligned with the questions your audience is asking. And again, here, you can find that right in front of you in Google Search. For instance, people also ask, this is a gold mine. When you have a topic in mind, you will see this block. You will already understand what are the common questions related to a topic. And you can see maybe what kind of question your audience have. What kind of question your audience had about this topic, right? Also, as we saw already, you can also understand the form of the content. You can understand what kind of content might perform for a specific research on Google. Also, the size of the content you might understand the size of the content and the number of words, number of images you should place in your content. Because, for instance, I mean, for some search, you might see small content, or let's say not so small, 1,000, 1,200 words. So already good content, right? And this one might rank first because maybe, yes, people don't look for a huge article. They just have a specific, let's say, concern. They have a specific questions, and small or medium-sized article might be enough to answer their need. But also sometimes Google is pushing huge guide at the top of the SERP. And you have to understand really that you have to understand how many words page ranking first are using, because it will show you basically the depth of the article, and it will show you how far you should dig into a topic. I repeat, but sometimes small article or medium size are enough. Sometimes you should write a long one, and you will know that by looking at the SERP. Also, the structure of your article and the semantic of the content, you will also understand that by looking at the SERP. So when I speak about the structure, you can look at the structure of other articles, look at their table of content, look at how they structure their content. Understand what they are, how they are structured. Yes, if it's a step-by-step article, if it's a question answer type of article. You really should understand the structure of the article ranking first. It will also give you an idea of what kind of article you should write and the format of your article. And as well, try to understand the topics covered. Topics can mean keywords, but it goes beyond, because understand really what kind of topic and subtopics are covered by the top ranking article. And then you have, of course, to use that in your own article. So what I want to say is that make sure that your content aligns with the search intent. And you can only know that by looking at what Google is already offering for this specific topic. You have to understand then what is the type of article you should write, what is the format, what angle you should take. For instance, you should write a blog, or maybe you should write a landing page, or maybe a product description. It depends on what Google is really displaying. Also, the format could be a list. It could be just a long article, a complete guide. It could be a comparison article. It could be something else. And the angle is, yes, you might speak to enterprise, you might speak to individual, you might speak to entrepreneur. You might speak to beginner. you have to also understand what angle you should take when you write your article. And all this information, as I show you, are just in front of you. You don't maybe need the tool. Well, we will see that maybe you have to leverage Thruu, but already just by looking at the SERP, you will get a lot of important information. And this is how I do my SEO basically. I just look at the SERP, I try to understand what is there, and then I write article. And this is what I want to say, is that SEO is not only about keywords, because everybody speaks about keywords, right? You should understand, of course, the volume, if this keyword somebody search for it, but you don't have to spend too much time by looking at all the different keywords available for a specific topic. Pick some keywords, identify your main keywords, but then think about what kind of words you should put in your content. What are the sentences? Because words and sentence, there is a context. So you should put that in context. You should cover the right topic. You should as well answer the right questions. You should have the right content type. You should come with the right format and the right angle. So it's not only about keywords. Keyword is one part. Everybody speaks about keyword research. The other part is SERP analysis. And this is how you will perform right now in SEO, because it's getting more and more competitive. And if you understand that, if you understand what Google wants to offer to its end user, then you will be at the top of the SERP. Let's speak about Thruu now. Just give me 1 or 30 seconds. Sorry, I need to drink. I'm speaking a lot and I'm speaking fast. I hope everything is fine so far. Unfortunately, you don't see me. Well, I don't see you, but well. So sorry. So now we will deep dive a bit in Thruu, this awesome tool that I built 2 years ago, and yeah, we will show now. I will show you a demo now. We will really go in the demo mode. I will show you Thruu that you can analyze the SERP basically in one click. You will get all the data that you need in one click. We will prepare a content brief together today. Yes, it will be a live demo. We will do a content brief together. It will be quite fun, I guess. So by looking at the SERP data, I will show you as well how to create this content brief, so how to prepare your next article. In the meantime, in the same time, we will as well spy our competitor, right? And we also find interesting questions about a topic, and we understand overall the whole, let's say, range of topics that we should cover for if you want to write an article. So let me move to Google. So, okay, here we go. So Thruu, if you want to access Thruu, by the way, so you can type Thruu in Google, or you can just go to my website, app.samuelschmidt.com. But if you type Thruu in Google, you will find it, no worry. Thruu, at the moment, is only available in English, but you will see that it's quite easy to understand. Just for the business or for the pricing model, Thruu is free to use. So you can create an account. It's free. You will receive 10 credits every month. So basically a credit is a search. So you will see in a few seconds. Each time you analyze a SERP, it costs 1 credit. Every month you receive 10 credits for free. So you can use Thruu 10 times every month. And if you want to analyze more SERPs, you can buy package. So if there is no subscription, you can buy package and they stay on your account forever. It's quite cheap. Well, you will see that by yourself. So now we will jump into the tool. So I sign in, I log in. Before really going into the exercises, because I prepared something for you, I would like to create a content brief now with you. Let me just show you quickly the overview of the tool. So here is the dashboard. The main things to do is to scrape or analyze the SERP. Scraping and analyzing is more or less the same, right? It's the same term. You click here, and from here you can start analyzing the SERP. So you can enter a keyword. So I don't know, like SEO. Let's enter SEO. Here you can click here to open some filter. So you can search for, if you are in Spain or I don't know, in Mexico, maybe you want to search for your country. So here you can select your country. I will stay with English SERP. You can as well select a location to be more precise. Here's a search engine. It's only Google at the moment, so you can pick the Google search engine you want. As well as the language, or Espanol is here, as you can see. Number of results, so 10 up to 100 results. So basically it's page 1 to 10 if you want. You can also select desktop or mobile. You can include page performances. You notice everything related to the page speed, core web vitals, if you're familiar with that. And also you can save a filter if you want, so you don't have to all the time enter again and again this filter. So here you can see I have some filter here. And basically what I can do now, I'm happy, I click scrape the SERP, and now Thruu is scraping the SERP. It will open Google page, it will go through every result, and it will extract key information about these pages. So here what you can see first, already some information about the SERP. So number of results, if there is some features on the SERP, like knowledge graph, answer box, feature snippet, etc. Here I give you an overview of the number of words in average, so good indication already for the content brief. And then number of image, number of sorry, the page rank here. So the page rank is basically the score. We can call that as well domain authority. So it indicates the average domain authority on the SERP. You can see a bit how competitive this SERP is. You can as well download all the data in an Excel form. And here we have a few tabs. I will go in all the tabs now very soon, but before that, just let me finish the tour of Thruu. Here you can go back and see at your history. So all the history is kept in Thruu, so you can go back and have a look later on. And yeah, I mean, you can scrape the SERP, do your analysis, then come back later and continue if you want. You can as well do a bulk scrape. So here, if you want to run several SERP or several analyses at the same time, you can enter basically several keywords. As you can see here, you can enter several keywords and then you start the process, and it will take a few more minutes, but then you have all your you have all your analysis done at once. So some people just want to drop 100 keywords and get then the result. Also, there is an API. I won't develop this part today, but there is also an API. So if you are in an agency, if you want to automate the process as well, you can as well get access to the data through via API. And as well here, if you want to learn more, there is some lesson here. You can have a look later on. There is also a lesson how to use Thruu. Some settings, all right, billings, and if you want to get more credit, you can click here, and here you can purchase more credit. You can get 20 more credit for 10 euro, or 100 credit for 20 euro, or 500 credit for 50 euro. So as you can see, more credit you get, cheaper it is. All right, so now I told you I wanted to make a content brief for you in live. So here I have a template. So it's an empty template, as you can see. And by the way, I can share this template with you later on. Just contact me on LinkedIn or on Twitter, and I can share the template, the content brief template for you, or with you, sorry. So now what we will do, we will basically fill this content brief template together, and we will see how we can extract or use information from Thruu to create a content brief. So before, I already prepared some SERP, because we won't do a content brief about SEO, but we will do a content brief about SERP analysis. And here I just run one before, so I have one that is already ready. And you can see here it's 100 results, so it's a big one. It's really good because we will have a lot of data. So let's have a look. So here's the same. So number of results, number of words on average. So already here we can see good information. Already here you can see as well, it is quite important to see that the SERP has been updated 6 days ago. So this is also interesting. You can see if there is some change, recent change on the SERP, it can give you an indication that there is some activity and that maybe the topic is getting trendy again. So let's move a bit down and have a look at the different views. So here, what you can see here in there is different tab: result, topic, outline, title. So we go through all of them. So here is the main view. You can see basically the result as they are displaying on Google. Okay, the shape, the look and feel is a bit different than Google, but it's similar to Google. Here you have these questions. Here you have articles, article number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. And you can see already some information. Here is the last updated article, right? And when you click here on the article, you can open it and directly see some information like the title, meta description, and so some other information like the page rank score of the article, the number of words, number of image, and also here you can also open the table of contents of the article directly. You can see the topics that are covered, also all the links that are used, also really important. And if you want to open the article, you can also click here and then you can directly open the article and read it. There is another interesting view here. It's the table view. I like this view because it really gives you an overview of the SERP, quite synthetic, right? So you can see, again, all the article here, but really focusing on key metrics like number of words, number of images, what type of page it is, if it's a website, a blog post, an internal page, an article, etc. Number of headings in the table of contents, the publication date, modification date, if it was found by Thruu, and other information about links and language. And also what is cool is that you can directly now, if I want to see the longest one, you can directly sort by clicking here, and you can see what is the longest article. Of course, you can open it. You can also find the one, the last updated, for instance, etc. Well, you know how a table works, but like this, you can already see, organize and filter the SERP and focus on certain article. So I said I wanted to write a content brief, so I will start slowly. So what I can give you some advice here. Give me 1 second, please. So we want to write a content brief of SERP analysis. So my main topic will be SERP analysis, of course. The target keyword is the keyword I enter in Thruu, SERP analysis. The audience, well, you can pick that later. The region is US, the search intent we will figure out by looking at the SERP, the type of content as well. But now let's see about the SERP information. So what is really interesting now, because if you write the content, you have to understand how many words. So when I look at this, I can see that the number 1 is questions. So already it tells me that people who are typing this keyword are looking for information, right? Because the question block is the first. Then you have a guide with only 700 keywords. Then one with 1,400. Here a big one. Here this is a tool. It's not a guide. It's a free tool, free SERP checker from Ahrefs, by the way. Here another article, also a small one. So just by looking at the first article, you can see I don't think I need to write too much. Still, I will write a lot because the average is about that. So I can say I will stay in the average and say that you need maybe 1,600, 2,000 words. So for that, I will put, yes, 2,000 words. The average top 3, you can see, maybe it's also important to see the top 3, how many words they have. And in the top 3, you can see that it's not so much. So yeah, 1,500 is basically the top 3. Average image was, I think, 19. So also we can put the last updated and so on. So here you can already give an indication to your writer, write something around this, between 2,000 and 1,500 will be enough. But then of course you have to know what we should put in this content. So we can move on, and there is another tab. It's a topic tab. So the topic tab is also quite cool because you can see basically all the topics covered by the SERP. You can filter here by, so these are keywords, but you can directly, I would recommend you to look at the 2 words long. So here you can see what kind of terms are used. You can filter them by relevancy, and you can see what is the most important topic you should cover. Obviously, SERP analysis is number one in the list because you speak about that. So this is clearly a topic that you should cover. Of course, search result, analysis tool, maybe SERP feature, because if we speak about SERP analysis, we speak about SERP feature. So this is a topic you should cover. Keyword research, maybe you should speak about that, etc. Search engine, search intent, of course, speak about search intent. So all these topics, you can also indicate that to your content writer, and I will go down in the topic section of the brief. I will put here the different topics, SERP analysis. I will put, I can close that. I will put search result, etc. I won't do everything here because it will take more time, of course. But here you can also indicate to your writer. You can indicate to your writer what kind of topic you should cover. And by clicking here on this See in page, it will directly open some, let's say, extracts of the articles. It will show you how SERP analysis is used in other articles. So what you can do directly is just make a copy here when you have a nice example, and again, put that in your content brief for your writer. So here it gives your writer some explanation. SERP analysis, use it in this context. So this is how you should maybe write about it. Of course, don't copy it because this is a copy from another article, but use that as an example. And so on. You can do that for every other topic, SERP feature. What do we say here? So you can just look quickly at the content, and when you see something important about SERP feature, just copy it, put it in your in your content brief, and like this, you will already see, you will have you build this topic list, and you will have an interesting list of all the topics to cover in your article. What you can do as well here is that, of course, 3 words long, 1 word long if you want. You can, of course, display all. I'll let you play with that later on. And also you can see topic versus pages. So here you can see, here you have all the pages on the SERP, the top 10 pages, and you can see what topics they cover. So also here you can see what the first pages are covering more than the other. And again, it gives you some indication about the topics to cover. All right, let's continue. Great tab as well here, one of my favorite tab, the outline. So here it shows you basically, first already here you have an outline ID. So it generates for you outline. So what you can do here is just, so you have already a structure. So it's a suggestion. Of course, you must improve that, but you already have a base. So if we want to write about this topic, we can start with what elements do you perform, what is SERP analysis, local SERP analysis, SERP feature. So this could be the main element of your headings, of your H2. So I copy that, and now I go back in my content brief to the article outline, and I will put in the H1, H3, I will put this. Okay, maybe I should not put try href now, so I can remove that. Related makes no sense. But so you can see, you can start to review your article outline. Here you can see in this first view here, side by side, there is different section. So this is all the first H2 of each article, then the second H2, then the third H2. So you can also have a look at the different H2 on each article. And if you click here, it should as well redirect you directly to the section speaking about that. So if you want to copy paste the content here, you can as well directly do it. Another great view in the same tab is the bird eyes view. So here, here you can have a view of all the table of content side by side for all the 100 articles. So I won't, sorry, I should display all the article. Oops. So I display all, and you can see now a huge list of all the table of content on the Google search. So of course, I mean, you don't need to look at the 100, but you can if you want. If you really want to go into every detail, you can have a look at that. but again, my suggestion would be to focus maybe on the first page or on the 21st result. Focus on that. Again, understand their structure to see about what their work, about what they're mentioning, and use that to update your own outline. So based on your competitor analysis, you can update this part. Okay, let's move on. Title. Here you can see all the title of the page, so all the title displayed on Google search, so the title in the SERP side by side. So, and what is interesting as well, you might know that Google is rewriting title. So Google mentioned that sometimes, not sometimes, often, it rewrites title. And here you can see when there is 100% here, it means that the title is not rewritten. Here you can see the title in the SERP. This is also the title in the SERP. And this is the I start again. This is the title in the SERP. This is the title in the meta description. So you expect that Google display this one, but not always. And this is H1, the first H1. So here you can see that, I will take another one. Maybe here, Google display a free SERP checker, fast, accurate Google page rank, ... Ahrefs. This is what Google displayed. But in fact, Ahrefs put in the meta this one. And as you can see, Google thinks that it's not good enough, or yeah, I don't know why, but Google just consider that the title should be different and just come up with another title. So also here you can analyze the title. You can see here the keyword frequency for the title. So it gives you again understanding on what you should say about your in your title. Maybe you should use the term analysis for sure, SERP analysis tool. Maybe for SEO, how to do SERP analysis. So let's say quickly, if I will write an article about that, just by looking at this, I could suggest an title like how to do SERP analysis step by step. And I will put complete guide. So this could be my title. Of course, we can review that later on with the content writer, but we can already give a good title ID. So good. We continue the heading 1 table. So here also you can see all the H1 side by side. So the H1 is basically the first title displayed on your page. And similar, so Google cannot rewrite H1 because it's in your page. So here you can see all the H1 of the first of all the page. And again here, some keywords frequency to indicate you what kind of keywords are used in the H1. Description, so here is similar to the title, Google rewrite description. So also here you can see when description has been rewritten, and you can see the difference. So this is the one in the SERP, and this is the one provided by the webmaster. So again, here you can analyze description quite fast, look at all the description, look at the keyword frequency, etc. And so here as well, you can maybe use that as example and put in your content brief. So I don't recommend to copy paste a description, but I will do it right now because it's just faster. So I will, and I will also put the title here. And the slug will be my URL, so it will be SERP Analysis. So you can see already in a few minutes I was able to create the article outline for my writer. Let's continue because there is more things to show. Questions. Question. Also, I think I said that all the tabs are my favorite, but this one is really my favorite because just with this one you can create already great content. So quite standard. You have the people also ask. So here you don't need Thruu to find that. It's on Google, but it's also here. You can copy that directly to your clipboard. But what is better is that you have the most common question from headlines here. So Thruu is extracting all the common questions found in the article headlines. So here you can see that what is SERP analysis was used 4 times by article in H1. How to use SEO for SERP analysis was used 3 times. Not exactly the same, but similar. So here I group similar title together. And so again, here, analyze that and copy this in your content brief. Similar for H2. So for H2, you can see also what is SERP is 29 times. So important maybe to have that in your outline, or as well, it's a question that you should answer. So I can also add that maybe in my outline and put maybe that first. I will remove this one. I will keep in fact that and do it like this. What is SERP could be my first headlines. And so on. And here you can see all the questions. So what you can do as well is to copy that directly. And also there is a question here in my content brief about questions. And here you can put all the common questions. Maybe you don't keep everything, you keep the first few. And also you can give indication to your writer that he should answer these questions. Maybe not directly having the question in the content, but at least that the question should be answered, because this is what people are looking for when they are entering this term in Google. Okay, and so on. Sometimes when there is blog posts, you will find as well Thruu will extract question from blog posts, and this is also super important, because when somebody leaves a question in a blog, in a comment, sorry, it means that there is a content gap, and it means that somebody is an information is missing in the content. Also, all the FAQ are extracted, so you can see as well all the FAQ schema. So FAQ schema are on-page data, are meta information that are in the page. You don't see them when you read as a reader, but Google can read that and sometimes as well display that on the SERP. So you can also extract that easily with Thruu in one click. So this was question tab. Then related search. So here you can see all the related search of on the SERP as well. It can give you some information. And the source tab, which is also super important. It shows you what are the most used sources. So here you can see that SEMrush article has been used 10 times. So let's have a look at this article. So it's a landing page basically, and that is mentioned 10 times for SERP Analysis. So maybe it's important to mention. But personally, I don't think I will mention my competitor, even though SEMrush is not my competitor. But I won't mention another tool in my article. But then you can see maybe, yeah, here it might be interesting, 6 times this PDF. But let's look at that. So 6 times mentioned. So maybe it's not important to link to that, but you can also give this this article, this PDF to your content writer. He might use that as a source when he's looking for. When he's preparing his article, you can list important source that your content writer must use. Also, you can directly look at all the, Twitter has been mentioned many times. Google also, because search results, Google Search Console maybe, developer, the developer blog, etc., etc. So here you can look at all the different domain and if people on the SERP are linking to them. All right, so you see, I went through the main tabs of Thruu. If you run the performance tab, if you run the performances as well, you will get a new tab about the performances. I didn't run that today, but overall, I mean, the idea was to create this content brief. Of course, I didn't want to create that. I mean, it should take a bit more time than doing that in live in front of you. But you can see here I have a complete content brief. So for another topic, so you can see at the end when you spend 30 minutes on the tool and look at all the key information, you will be able to create a great content brief for your writer. You can directly include a screenshot of Thruu to directly give them some indication. You can show them who are the main competitor here with the top ranking page, the top 10 titles, etc., etc. So yeah, you can also see here the outline, so your writer will know what to write about, the most questions, etc., etc. And by the way, so now I did a content brief by hand, but there will be soon a new feature in Thruu. A content brief will be automatically generated for you. So you will be able to enter a keyword here in Thruu and then download the PDF, download the SERP in Excel. I will show you that, by the way. But you can be as well able to get a content brief automatically generated. And finally, just have a look at the download. So if you click on the download file, it will download a PDF, not a PDF, Excel file, sorry. And if you click on that, it should open the Excel. And okay, this is something from Mac. Mac is doing a verification. So give me a few seconds. Yes. Delete. Okay. So if there is this issue, just click yes and delete. Don't worry, there is no malware in this file. So here again, you have all the data in a complete Excel file with a lot of data. So here all the SERP with the title, with URL, with everything, with number of words. You can also directly play with Excel if you prefer. Organic title, topics, all the topics are here with all their value. Headings 1, headings 2, FAQ, links, all the links, etc., etc. Also the body text, yes, the body text is not directly available in Thruu, sorry. But if you want, all the body text of the article is also there. So if you use AI tools, maybe you can feed your AI tool with this body text. So this is really the body of the article. And then there is also every single page. I show you that every single page here with all the content. So as you can see, you get really great content with Thruu in one click for any SERP online. Of course, 10 for free per month. If you want more, click here and get a better package. And because I'm a nice guy and I would like to offer you some free credits, so take a screenshot now of this code. So if you so you have to create an account with Thruu, then you have to validate your account. You will see you have to enter a code that you will receive by email. If you don't receive this code, come back to me. My email address, by the way, is in Thruu. You will find me in Thruu. So then once you are your account is created, go to apps. So go to the settings basically, and I can show you where. Go to the settings. From here, you can go to the settings and you can enter the coupon here directly. All right. And finally, so what I want to say is that don't hesitate to ask me anything now. Of course, we can spend more time for question and answer. Oops, sorry. You can as well visit my blog, samihpt.com. I have a lot of articles about SEO, about different topics, SERP analysis, topic cluster, how to write for SEO, etc., etc. And also, I suggest you to deep dive in the SERP and trying Thruu at app.samihpt.com. And now your next step is really to start analyzing the SERP. Merci. Okay. I hope everything was good, and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Amazing tool. I can say without words, the develop that is behind this app, and wow, congratulations for the work. Well, we are going to start the question time. I have received some questions. The first question that one of the attendees has sent me 5 minutes ago. This tool is working well for Spanish, for the Spanish language?
Yes. Yes, it is. I can show you if you want, but yeah, you can. I have a lot of users in Spain, by the way. And so you can basically enter here. Yeah, you can enter a term in Spanish here and then select and select. You know what? I will try. Let's try. I will enter Messi, by the way, because I think Messi was playing at Barcelona. So let's see if I enter Spain here. So Spain 10. Okay, and let's create the SERP. So let's see what the Spanish SERP will tell us about Messi, that is playing at Paris Saint-Germain, I guess, if there is football fan in the audience. And how many results I did. Okay. So, yes, let's wait a bit until Thruu is scraping the SERP.
Okay, we are with the next question. Have you developed a plugin for WordPress or Shopify?
No, I didn't develop a plugin yet. My goal, I don't know yet if I will publish something for WordPress or Shopify. First, I will continue to develop Thruu. I will add new features this year, but maybe I will build a Chrome extension. And I'm just sorry, I think there is a little bug, so I will just log out and log in.
Okay, don't worry. There is another question. For your experience, what will be the tools that are your competition?
It's really hard to say because I think Thruu is not is doing things a bit differently compared to other tools. So what I want to say is that there is tools that are also analyzing the SERP, like Surfer SEO, if you know them, or ClearScope, or Market News. These are tools that are also analyzing the SERP, but are focusing on giving you directly, let's say, a view of your document. And me, I'm showing you a view of the SERP, which is a bit a different approach. So I don't see honestly a direct competitor. Or what I can see, or what I can say is that my direct competitor could be the Chrome extension, because of course you can also extract data with Chrome extension, but you have to do it side by side, and you might not have all this data. So
okay, another question. Okay, Carlos write me, do I have to link my page with an API in order to get the data?
No, you just have to use Thruu, and that's it. I mean, the API is there if you want to use the API, and but you can use Thruu without anything. Just log in, start to scrape, and here you go. That's it.